Good afternoon. We're back here at Lakeview Lake for our weekly update. This is part 6, and I'm standing where there used to be 3 or 4 feet of water just 2 months ago. I'm on a little slide of rocks. Here's our boat dock that's still barely in the water. We're still draining quite quickly here. We got people over there fishing. Still got to the end of the month to take as many fish as you want out of the lake. The geese are still across the way hanging out. But you can kind of see a day by day on the shoreline of where the muds showed up and dried out. About halfway down, you can't step in that stuff yet, so it'll be a while before we're out in the middle of this lake rooting around for whatever, but let's go ahead and head on down to the other end. And so here we are at the shallow end, where just last week we was watching a crane fly across this end, and there's not much water left down here. Again, this is the end that's going to have that culvert replaced, and it's going to take a couple months for it to dry out, as I've tried a couple times to trek out into the lake, and it's just not a smart idea yet. That is some very deep mud. But we are quickly getting to the point that we need to be for the construction to take place. The only question remaining is really, how far are they going to take the rest of the lake down? There's still quite a few people fishing down at the deeper end, but up here, not going to see much of anything. We'll hopefully get to go out and find some goodies in the lake. You can see the main channel still got water coming in, but we're getting pretty close to being low enough. They've already taken a lot of the fish that were left in the lake over to neighboring Teal Lake, so we're not just gonna let them all dry out and flop around to their death here. They're gonna either be fished out and eaten or taken to a different lake. But you can definitely see lots of shoreline and all that out in there. That's mud. It's not scum floating on top of the lake, it's just mud. You see a kid standing down there by the culvert trying his luck. I'm too old to be playing in the mud, so I'll just stand up here on the shoreline and video it until we get low enough to where, well, I shouldn't say low enough, because we are low enough. We just need to be dry enough that we can go out there and look around and see what kind of goodies we've got. I haven't seen much other than some old tires improperly disposed of so far, but we'll get there. And again, that's the culvert. It's going to be replaced. Again, construction's roughly 3 months away from starting, so we're making good progress. I heard someone at the other end say they thought this was going to be a 5-year project. No, I think we'll be close to full capacity by this time next year, but that's just me taking a stab in the dark at it. I've still yet to talk to anyone involved with the construction, get some more definitive answers. Until then, we'll just kind of keep coming over here on the weekly and taking a look at things. But you know what, let's go over there and have a look at the culvert before we end this one. And so here we are on the side of the culvert that's going to be replaced this winter. First time getting to come down here and film it, is I'd probably be standing in some water right about now. But this is where the water comes into the lake. And way down yonder where we started is where it exits the lake. You can see I still got to get this area dried out. You can see some of the cracks and whatnot, and yeah, I can definitely see how people at one point in time would be able to go under this, but not when the lake's at full capacity like it was. Also, I bet half of y'all can smell what that looks like. It's not very pleasant down here. The water's kind of backing up as the wind's out of the east today. Maybe they'll take all the stuff down off the power lines. I doubt it though. But yeah, here's the magical culvert that's going to be replaced in roughly 3 months. Hopefully I don't think it's going to collapse before then, but it's definitely seen better days. But that's it. That's all. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. See you next week.